It's another beautiful Friday night in Huntsville, Texas, and tonight at Don Sanders Stadium, the last two regular season champions of the Southland Conference meet as Sam Houston State hosts McNeese. Hello again, everybody. My name is Matt Peterson. Delighted to be here. The Bearkats off to a great start in the Southland Conference, 7-2. Meanwhile, McNeese 2-4 in the Southland, but a big midweek victory at LSU on Tuesday. We meet our HEB starting pitchers, a few pitchers with a lot of experience at their respective programs. Right-hander Rhett Deaton starts for McNeese, and the reigning Southland Conference Pitcher of the Week, Hayden Wesneski, goes for Sam Houston State. 13 strikeouts in a complete game victory last Friday night at New Orleans. HEB, the official grocer of the Sam Houston State Bearkats and of the Bearkat Sports Network. We'll be back with the first pitch after the break.
I've been an HEB truck driver for over 40 years and driven more than 3 million miles. I've seen a lot of wide open spaces and beautiful Texas places. It's the best job ever. All 700 of our friendly truck drivers are committed to getting fresh products to the store every single day. In fact, HEB drivers make more than 12,000 deliveries every week because Texas families need us, so we always deliver. This is the Delivered Fresh department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Welcome back to Don Sanders Stadium. Hayden Wesneski set to take the mound for the 7th time this year. And the junior right-hander, probably the best pitching prospect in the 2019 MLB draft class in the Southland Conference. Many people expected he might be the pitcher of the year in the Southland. He's living up to the billing. 55 strikeouts and only 6 walks for the righty through a complete game, 13 strikeouts last time out against New Orleans. Wesneski will face this lineup for the McNeese Cowboys. And 6th-year head coach Justin Hill, Fisbeck, Hardin, and Selman due up in the first inning. Raspberry, Maxwell, and Dickerson, Strassner, Welton, and Bork. The last two regular season champions here in the Southland Conference. Last year it was Sam Houston winning the regular season title. 2017 it was McNeese before the Bearkats won the postseason tournament en route to a super regional out Tallahassee. Two programs with mutual respect for one another. Bearkats able to sweep McNeese in Lake Charles last year. And as Justin Hill told me on the phone yesterday, he said, I don't know how the results will go this weekend, but I can assure you both teams will be exhausted after the third and final game on Sunday. Both these teams compete very hard. A memorable Friday night affair 2 years ago here in Huntsville. Both of the Friday night starters were knocked out. Bearkats eventually won on a walk-off in a high-scoring contest. Here we go in the top of the first. Wesneski to face Nate Fisbeck. First pitch swinging out to right center. Hart broke in. Now he drifts out. He's at the warning track and he makes the catch. He had it all the way. One pitch, one out for Wesneski. Fisbeck is retired. Hard to judge by Harp's body language on that play. Off the bat, it seemed like a routine fly ball, but the way it carried to the wall, I thought he might have watched it carry out of here and then put it away after a double clutch on the warning track. Fisbeck retired. Here's Peyton Hardin. First pitch swinging, high chopper towards short, and that will be an infield hit. Maybe the fastest player in the Southland Conference. Hardin, electric speed. And After 13 strikeouts last weekend, clearly Coach Hill and McNeese an approach of going aggressive early in the at-bat against Wisniewski. Harden, a true freshman, on at first. He's 7 for 8 when trying to steal a base. Big threat, but a minimal lead at first for Selman. Good pitch from Wisniewski. In there for strike one. Selman was the hitter of the year in the Southland Conference 2 years ago. Was the 39th round draft pick of the Red Sox last June, but elected to come back for his senior year. Lifts it out to center field. Harp was very deep. Now he comes on, and he puts it away. Each of the 3 first hitters for McNeese has swung at the first or second pitch. Selman retired, hitting .323 on the year. Now it's Clayton Raspberry. Junior DH hitting .305 for the year. Throw it to first, back in standing is Peyton Harden. Raspberry from Grayson Community College, native of Rockwall, Texas, so one of the newcomers on this year's team. Has not been a part of the prior battles between these two clubs. Nice pitch inside. Swing and a miss. Oh, and 1 with 2 outs on the top of the first. Harden leads from first. Pitch misses in. Well, on one pitch, Wisniewski did what Coach Jay Sirianni, the pitching coach of the Bearcats, wanted. He said when he gets the first man out in each inning, it's a huge sign of success to come. Dealt with the infield single on 1 out. Throws over to first, back in standing Harden. Wisniewski, 55 strikeouts in 6 starts before tonight. Comes inside, and it's 2-1. Here's the Sam Houston State defense. Hearn, McKnight, Davila, and Kauser first to third in the infield. Kauser has been shifting from third to left and back this season. That runs inside, 3-1. Swing and a miss, took something off there on 3-1. Full count and 2 outs. Harden will be off with this pitch. And he walked him. Looked like the changeup on 3-2. Raspberry's aboard. Harden up to second, 2 on with 2 out for McNeese and Carson Maxwell. Maxwell's another newcomer to this rivalry, transferred from Galveston Community College. Native of Houston. Big size in the right-handed batter's box, 6'4". Runner goes from second. That was a straight steal from Harden. Trying to steal on Wisniewski. Had a good jump. It was fouled back by Maxwell. A 4-pitch mix for Wisniewski. Both the 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, which acts as his sinker. A changeup and a slider. Sirianni says when he's on, he's getting a lot of ground balls. The 0-1. That was the slider, foul back. And 0-2. Jeff Minton is the home plate umpire tonight. Kevin Kennedy is at first. Chris Simons, the third base ump. Spectacular weather. Some showers earlier this morning, but perfect weather for late March in southeast Texas. The 0-2. Strike three over the outside. Maxwell caught looking. Wisniewski will strand two. And we'll stay here for the mid-inning break after McNeese gets a hit and a walk. There's Rhett Deaton. 7th start of the season tonight. Good pitcher, fields his position well. Very savvy, pitches exclusively from the stretch. He was the Saturday starter 2 years ago when McNeese won the regular season title. He's the Friday night starter this year after missing last season with a shoulder surgery. And here's the Sam Houston State batting order for head coach Matt Deggs. As is typical many times this season, a lot of seniors in the starting lineup. His first full recruiting class for Coach Deggs and the entire coaching staff, and big points to prove for the Bearcats this year after they missed the regionals last year and went to the Super Regionals 2 years ago. 6 seniors in the batting order for Sam Houston State tonight. Here comes Clayton Hart. Hart for the year hitting .301, 3 homers, 20 driven in. Bearcats throwing a lot of lefties at the right-handed throwing Rhett Deaton. 5 left-handed batters in the starting lineup tonight. Hart first pitch swinging, pops it up behind third. And an easy play made at third by Carson Maxwell. Both teams aggressive here in the first inning. Now it's Riley McKnight. And here's the McNeese defense. Straisener, Fisbeck, Bork, and Maxwell. Coach Hill is very excited about Bork, the sophomore shortstop. Fastball is high. He's been the starter from day one of his freshman year. Can make some wow plays at the shortstop position. McKnight average continues to climb here in his senior season, up to .310. Squares to bunt, takes a strike over the outside. McKnight in an 8-7 victory over Baylor last week here at Don Sanders Stadium. Stole home on a first and third 2-out play with 2 strikes. It was an insurance run at the time and proved vital as the Bearcats won 8-7. Big midweek victory over last year's Big 12 Conference Tournament champions. 2-1. Hit hard towards short. Nice backhand play from Bork. He sets himself and throws to first. Nice play from the sophomore. Reed Bork. Now it's Colton Kauser. What a season he is having. True freshman hitting .349. 3 homers, 25 driven in. Fastball runs inside. Definite freshman All-American candidate. Kauser has batted in the 3-hole from opening day this year as he fouls it back. And he and Jordan Cannon, probably the most consistent bats in the lineup. Cannon hitting 6th tonight at .438, but Kauser seemingly big hit after big hit in some of the biggest games of the season. 1-1 with 2 outs. Fouled off. Very mature approach for the freshman. Kauser, 10 walks against 14 strikeouts. Fastball is low, 2-2. Kauser slugging .558, his on-base percentage .422. Bounces this one up the middle, a base hit. The Bearcats get a 2-out base runner against Brett Deaton. Here's Hearn. Hearn, similar to Shane Selman, a player that neither program really expected to have back for their senior year. A nice boon to the lineup and the clubhouse. First pitch misses, while Selman was taken in the 39th round by the Red Sox and didn't sign. Hearn was not drafted, to the surprise of many. Now he's back for his senior year, batting cleanup for the Bearcats. Good fastball in there for a strike. Hearn hitting .272, 3 homers, 16 driven in. Bounce towards short. Tough play for Bork. He has it, throws on the run. In time. 2 nice plays from Reed Bork, the sophomore shortstop. Bearcats get no runs and 1 hit, 1 left after 1 inning in Huntsville. No score. Welcome back. No score as we go to the top of the second from Don Sanders Stadium. Wisniewski wiggled out of trouble in that first inning, an infield hit and a walk. Caught Maxwell looking to end the frame. Now it's Jake Dickerson to lead off the second. Swings and misses. It's 0-1. And it's the inside. It's 0-2. Dickerson did not like the call. Junior hitting .324, a homer, 14 driven in. Leading hitter for the Cowboys entering play tonight. Fastball outside. Another JUCO transfer on this McNeese team. Grew up in Beaumont, played at New Mexico Community College. Stays alive on 1-2, off speed that time from Wisniewski. Coach Hill says he's a good hitter, not the power of Raspberry, but knows where the barrel is. A presence at the plate for this Cowboy team. Out to shallow left, tough play. Rogers runs it down in the alleyway. Jack Rogers in left field tonight for Sam Houston State. Harp in center, Jordan Cannon in right. And for the second straight inning, Wisniewski has retired the leadoff man. Again, that was a point of emphasis from pitching coach Jay Sirianni before the game tonight. First pitch swinging, it's fouled back by Strassner. Strassner has been a part of these battles in the past. Memorable beard in the right-handed batter's box. Stays high. Good pitch at the knees, 1-2. Strassner hitting 190. Slide over the inside for a called third strike. Now Brett Welton. Limited action for Welton, but 6 hits and 15 at-bats this season. First pitch swinging, chops it to short. Davila has it, sidearm throw in time. A quick inning for Hayden Wisniewski to the bottom of the second from Don Sanders Stadium. No score. Rhett Deaton back to the mound for the bottom of the second after Wisniewski had a 1-2-3 top half. Rhett Deaton has dealt with injury in his career after high school, Tommy John surgery, and then after being the Saturday starter for McNeese 2 years ago, underwent shoulder surgery, missed the entire 2018 season. Now he's their Friday night guy. Junior that Coach Justin Hill can trust. Calls him a great college pitcher, handles the running game, fields his position well. Kind of a late bloomer on the mound, was more of a hitter in high school. Here's Rogers. Fastball low. Rogers hitting .304 as a sophomore. 3 homers, 10 driven in. Big swing and a miss. Rogers, one of the big prospects on this Bearkat team. A bat that the coaching staff very excited about. Fouls it back, 1-2. Foul back, stays 1-2. Good battle here. Three-pitch mix for Rhett Deaton, a fastball, a slider, and a changeup. 1-2. Rogers ready. Lays off. 2-2. Coach Hill says Rhett Deaton will command the game when he's right, doesn't get sped up. Not overpowering. Another foul off. Really relies on his fastball command and his arm speed and arm action. But showing a nice recovery after the shoulder surgery kept him out of all of last season. A 2-2. Good at bat here from Rogers. He's worked it full. Rogers a good eye this season. .405 on base percentage. And here he draws his 12th walk of the year. Now it's Jordan Cannon. After last season, many around Huntsville thought, what could Cannon do to take it another level? And he's done just that. The leading hitter in the Southland Conference. Bounces it towards short. Might be two. Bork flips to second. The relay is in time. Just what Deaton needed. Bork to Fisbeck and across the diamond to Strassner. And they had it, Cannon shaded perfectly, shaded towards second with the shortstop Reed Bork. Base is empty and two down for Gavin Johnson. Well, Cannon, I mentioned, the leading hitter in the Southland at .438 before play tonight. And in many programs, he would keep his spot behind the dish. After a great season last year, after not playing much behind the plate 2 years ago, but Johnson, the predominant catcher this season, and Cannon's really adjusted well to right field with his athleticism and instincts. Just shows the humility and togetherness of this Bearkat team. At many places, senior catcher doing what Cannon's doing, hitting .438. Might want to play more behind the plate, but willing to play right field, adjusting very well, and an opportunity for Gavin Johnson, another senior, to work with the pitchers. Big swing and a miss. Front hand flew off the bat, 2-2. Coach Deggs, before the year, said this is really the first time in his 5 seasons in Huntsville they've had 3 real quality catchers competing for playing time. Swing and a miss. Nice work from Deaton after the leadoff single, the double play, and the strikeout. Scoreless through 2 in Huntsville.
Whether we're ready for it or not, life happens. Sometimes it knocks us down. Sometimes it takes the legs right out from under us. And sometimes it tosses us a curveball. So for whatever life throws at you, you need to have a plan. When a major illness or injury happens, it's important to trust the region's proven leader in emergency care. CHI St. Luke's Health. Make your emergency plan today at planforit.org.
My name is Mark, but around HEB, they call me the boss of the sauce. My job is to travel Texas, looking for the best salsas and sauces. After tasting lots of options, we want to try some new flavors. And that's how Mark's Good Stuff got started. These are unique products with delicious ingredients. They're inspired by Texas taste and everything I loved about growing up around here. Like this salsa, named for my old high school football number. This is the Taste of Texas department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
A look inside the McNeese dugout. And Coach Justin Hill says this group of seniors really understands what they want to do to take the program to the next level. In his 6th season at McNeese, this group of seniors, many of them experienced success 2 years ago as the regular season champions. It's Bork to lead off. First pitch swinging, fouls it back. 24 pitches now for Hayden Wesneski. Inside. Nice pitch over the outside. It took something off. 1-2. Bork hitting .287. Has started every game this season. Foul back, 2-2. Bork, a draft-eligible sophomore. Base hit into center on 1-2. So the number 9 hitter with the base hit to start the 3rd. Now it's Nate Fisbeck. Reed Bork, 13 for 14 when stealing bases this season. A big threat in the number 9 hole. First pitch is up and in. McNeese likes to try and steal bases. Very effective this season. 49 out of 62 when trying to steal. Held on first by Hearn. 1-0 for Fisbeck, who swung at the first pitch and flew out his first time. Front door slider misses inside, 2-0. Fisbeck swung at the first pitch of the game and hit it out to deep right center, where Harp ran it down on the warning track. Hitters count now. Big cut, foul back. Fisbeck has dealt with injury during his 3 seasons in Lake Charles. He's a National Player of the Week early last season. Had 11 RBIs in an opening weekend against Stony Brook, Rhode Island, and Missouri State. But then tore a ligament in his knee, sliding, and had to miss the rest of the year. And all of last season. Throw to first, back in standing, Bork. Coach Hill said he's not a prototypical leadoff guy. He can hit a home run and also strike out. Fouls it back. Doesn't have the swing of a prototypical leadoff man. He gets his money's worth. Coach Hill said that's just some give and take. You'll take the homers with the strikeouts and the dynamism he brings to the McNeese batting order. 33 strikeouts this year and 112 at-bats, but a team leading 6 homers. Now he swings through a high slider there, and he's down on strikes. Fisbeck is 0 for 2. Here's Peyton Harden. From Atascocita, Texas, just down the road from Huntsville. True freshman, batting second for McNeese. Coach Hill said we didn't hesitate to put him in the 2-hole. Said he can turn a routine play into a hurry play, as we saw in the first inning. He's forced 4 or 5 errors this season. You can see how close Colton Cowser is playing at third base. 5 feet on the turf here. Now a throwing error gets past Hearn, and that will allow Bork to try for third. Here's the throw from McKnight, not in time. Now the threat of the steal of Bork causing the throw over from Wisniewski. Hearn was unable to dig it out, and now the possible first run of the game is 90 feet away. And we'll see how the Bearcats manage this with the speedy man at third and at the plate. Everyone's back except the third baseman, Colton Cowser. Stays high. Harden, an infield single on a high chopper to short, his first time up. Foul back. Fastball at 93 from Wisniewski. Justin Hill said Harden came in as the fastest player on the team. He's now starting to learn the skills of being a good base runner. Also getting jumps in the outfield. Out to left center. This should score a run. Harp drifting out towards left center, makes the catch. Reed Bork tags and scores from third, and McNeese up 1-0 here in the third. Oh, the freshman Peyton Harden gets the job done. Man on third and one out. Awkward swing, but still drove it pretty well out to left center. Now it's Shane Selman. First pitch swinging, rips it out to left. A base hit, takes a high hop, but stays in front of Rogers. You can see how hard that ball was hit by the top spin, and the hop it took in shallow left field. Selman, who swung at the second pitch his first time up, gets a first pitch single against Wisniewski here in the third. That's a fun matchup tonight. Shane Selman for McNeese and Hayden Wisniewski for Sam Houston. Raspberry, first pitch swinging, fouled it off. According to D1Baseball.com, it's the best pitching prospect and hitting prospect in this year's MLB draft in the Southland Conference. Selman at the plate, Wisniewski on the mound. Big swing and a miss from Raspberry. Raspberry drew a walk his first time up. Junior DH hitting .305, 4 homers, 22 batted in. Runner goes, he'll make it. Stolen base for Selman with 2 outs. Athletic outfielder, his 4th steal in 5 tries this year. One and two on Raspberry. Some of the McNeese batters hollering from the dugout, asking for a balk. Fouled off. Raspberry power to all fields, according to head coach Justin Hill, but also a good hitter, not just a slugger up there. Very good plate discipline. Struggled a little bit recently, trying to do too much. The 1-2, swung on and miss. Great changeup from Wisniewski, but McNeese strikes first. Bork scoring on the sacrifice fly from Harden. After 2.5, it's 1-0 McNeese. Brett Deaton will now pitch with the lead after McNeese scores a run off Wesneski in the top of the third. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Bearcats here in the third. Jackson Grisham, the senior DH, in from the left side. Takes ball one. Grisham has made the most of his 9 starts this year. 286 hitter. Open stance on the left side. Fastball's in there for a strike. One and two on Grisham. Davila on deck, and then the top of the order, Clayton Hart. Two and two. Nice protective cut there on 2-2 from Grisham. Now the Bearcats entered the weekend with an RPI of 40 after the 15-7 victory, and they announced earlier this week that they'll do a single game midweek at Arizona in late May. Swing and a miss, good inside fastball. Grisham down on strikes. Now it's Diego Davila, the freshman, and starting shortstop. Foul back. Davila at 292 for the year with the homer, 4 doubles, 11 driven in. Good slider, swung on and missed. And the Bearcats will go to Arizona May 13th after a 3-game series at Southeastern. Bearcats have lost 5 games due to weather postponements early this season. Good slider, Davila down on strikes. 3 straight strikeouts for Deaton going back to the second inning. Now it's Hart batting for the second time. First time up, popped up to third. Over the outside for a strike. Bounce to second. 2 hops, fists back over to first, and the side is retired. Best inning of the night for Rhett Deaton. After 3, it's 1-0 McNeese. McNeese up 1-0 as we start the top of the fourth. Interesting, McNeese 2-4 in the Southland Conference, but some big midweek victories already this season. They won at LSU on Tuesday. They've already beat University of Houston twice. First pitch in there for strike one. Carson Maxwell struck out looking to end the first inning, facing Wisniewski for the second time. Now, both these teams with some big midweek victories and also non-conference victories over some big schools. Sam Houston beat Baylor here in Houston a week ago Tuesday. That's over the outside for a strike. A wild come-from-behind victory against Nebraska, the Frisco Classic. Deathly cold weather back in February. Swing and a miss. Maxwell down on strikes for the second time. Now it's Dickerson. Flew out to left field his first time. Fastball misses. For McNeese, a lot of expectations coming into the year. A 2-4 to start the Southland Conference. Out to left again. Rogers broke back. Now he comes in towards the line. He puts it away. 2 quick outs for Wisniewski here in the fourth. Now it's Jacob Strassner. McNeese also had a road series victory at Louisiana Monroe. Lifted out to right. Cannon drifting towards the line. Now he comes in and he makes the catch. McNeese stays aggressive, and that leads to a very efficient fourth inning for Hayden Wisniewski. 1-0 Cowboys after 3.5.
Rediscover history. Picture yourself in Huntsville, Texas, where a warm welcome awaits.
Rhett Deaton back to the mound. It's 1-0 McNeese over Sam Houston. Matt Peterson with you. A well-pitched game by both Friday night starters so far tonight. It'll be McKnight, Cowser, and Hearn for the Bearcats here in the fourth. Well, according to Duncan McAdoo, a pitching coach for Rhett Deaton growing up in Winsboro, Texas, it's his changeup that's his best pitch. And according to McAdoo, Deaton did not throw many innings until college baseball. More of a hitter at Winsboro High School, north of Tyler, Texas. McKnight takes ball one. McKnight grounded out to short his first time. One of a few nice plays from Reed Bork so far tonight. Fastball hits the outside. It's 1-1. Tommy John surgery and then shoulder surgery last year. Rhett Deaton, who works exclusively from the stretch. That was a good slider there. It's 1-2. Played for the Brazos Valley Bombers after high school. To Bork, he initially came in, then he goes back. Strong throw to first to get McKnight. Riley McKnight is now 0 for 2. One out, base is empty for Colton Kauser. We know the Bearcats are riddled with some of the best draft prospects in the Southland Conference. Kauser among those as it's foul back and already named the top prospect in the Southland for the 2021 draft in 2 years. D1 Baseball did their homework. He was named Impact Freshman before the year, and he certainly lived up to that. Foul back. Mature approach from the freshman. Really having one of the best freshman seasons in Bearcat baseball history. Still a lot of season left. Stays alive on 0-2. Some of his biggest hits this year have been with 2 strikes, oftentimes going the other way. He really shortens up. He's taken to this 2-strike approach employed by so many of these Bearcat hitters. And a base hit between third and short. Textbook from Kauser, who is now 2 for 2. It's at bats like that where you start throwing around words like freshman All-American. Like Tony Gwynn, just slapping it between third and short. Here's Hunter Hearn. Kauser runs, it's bounced to the right side, fielded there and stepping on first. They'll throw back to second, and back in with the slide is Kauser. Now the big third baseman had to stretch back to the bag. Strassner, an aggressive throw back to second. So hit and run there with 1 out from the Bearcats, and Kauser down to second. Here's Jack Rogers. Ball 1. Rogers walked his first time up. And then Kennan followed with the first pitch. 6-4-3 double play. Big cut from Rogers, 1-1. Foul back. One and 2 on Rogers. Rogers went to Collins High School. Down in spring, one of 5 current Bearcats from Klein Collins. Bounces it to second on 3 hops. Easy play for Fisbeck. And another scoreless inning from Rhett Deaton. After 4 in Huntsville, 1-0 McNeese. Hayden Wesneski back to the hill for the fifth. Only 48 pitches needed so far. 3 hits allowed, 1 unearned run, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Only runs scoring in the third. Costly play there was a pickoff move from Wesneski that got past Hearn for a 2-base error and led to a sacrifice fly for the game's only run. Here's Brett Welton. First pitch swinging, hit to second. McKnight over to Hearn, 1 out. I would say more than half of the McNeese hitters tonight have swung at the first pitch against Wesneski. Now it's Reed Bork. Bork singled and scored the game's only run back in the third. First pitch swinging, hit high in the air, out to right field. Cannon on the warning track, runs it down. Into that jet stream out to right center, just kept carrying off the bat of Bork. Two pitches and 2 outs here in the fifth for Wesneski. Top of the order now, Nate Fisbeck. Fisbeck's 0 for 2. He takes up and in for ball 1. Fisbeck swung at the first pitch, hit it well out to right center to the warning track where it was caught, and then he struck out his last time. Wesneski comes home, good slider right there for a strike. So more fly balls than we typically see against Wesneski here tonight, but he's kept McNeese in the ballpark. That is low. When he's at his best, he gets a lot of ground balls. Last time, 13 strikeouts against New Orleans. 2-1 the count. Top of the order for the third time tonight against Wesneski. Fastball, bounce into the Sam Houston dugout. Wesneski, preseason All-Southland Conference. Interesting, Wesneski walks behind the mound. Saw the home plate umpire walk out to the mound. Oftentimes that's a nice way to buy time for the catcher. Maybe he really had something to say. 2-2 spins up and in. You could see Jet Minton, the home plate umpire, say something briefly to the catcher, Gavin Johnson, maybe to make sure he was okay. The 3-2. Slider swung on and missed. Fisbeck down on strikes, and Wesneski has really settled in. Through 4.5 at Don Sanders Stadium, 1-0 McNeese. Rhett Deaton back to the mound. He's been very efficient, 53 pitches through 4 innings. And he'll face Jordan Cannon here to lead off the Bearkat 5th. Cannon, the leading hitter in the Southland Conference, hitting .431 after his double play ground out his first time up. He's hit safely in 18 of 19 starts this season, plus 11 multi-hit games. Fastballs over the outside, 1-1. Rhett Deaton, the starting pitcher for McNeese on the small town of Winsboro, Texas, and Winsboro High School. Fastballs outside. Winsboro, about 3,000 people. About 400 or so people at Winsboro High School when Deaton graduated. Chopper toward short. Bork charging, fields it chest high. Strong throw to first. Great timing all night from Reed Bork, the shortstop. Seeming to know just how long he has on those ground balls to short. Cannon's 0 for 2. Here's Gavin Johnson. Johnson struck out swinging his first time up. Bearcats with just 2 hits so far tonight, both from Colton Kauser. Pitch misses inside. Line drive out to center and sinking for a base hit. Right before the Sam Houston logo in shallow center. Nice approach from Johnson back up the box. A 1-out base runner. Here's Jackson Grisham. One of 6 seniors in the starting lineup tonight for the Bearcats. Foul back. Now, Winsboro High School has produced a fair amount of college baseball players. Pretty impressive for a high school of between 400 and 500. A few Division I commits already in this year's class. And that's off the leg of Grisham. Now, Deaton, who's had really good command tonight, lost that one, and now 2 on with 1 out. Deaton's dealt with control issues at times this year. 14 walks in 30 innings coming in. It's the 3rd batter he's hit this season. Big spot here for the freshman, Diego Davila. 2 on with 1 out. Davila struck out swinging his first time. Bounces it to third. Stepping on the bag, Maxwell. He goes across to first in time. Second double play of the night, coaxed by Rhett Deaton. And the Bearcats go scoreless in the 5th. On to the 6th from Don Sanders Stadium. McNeese 1, Sam Houston 0.
The simple things. We take them for granted every day. Until a spine problem, brain tumor, ruptured brain aneurysm, or stroke makes even the effortless impossible. But here at CHI St. Luke's Health, the Woodlands Hospital, fast access to treatment and new interventional and surgical techniques are making the critical difference for patients and giving them back what matters most. The simple things.
Gavin Johnson settling in behind the plate. Takes the final warm-up toss from Hayden Wesneski, who has been outstanding. Just 56 pitches needed through 5 innings. A real Friday night pitchers duel here at Huntsville tonight. Wesneski and Deaton going toe-to-toe. Here's speedy Peyton Harden. Chops it back to the mound. Great play from Wesneski, who leaped to make the catch and then flipped to first. And you see the speed of Harden. He still made it a close play on a comebacker to the pitcher's mound. Excellent work from Wesneski, helping himself. Watch this from the junior. Any sort of bobble or wobble from Wesneski, and Harden might beat that out. Steadies 1 for 2 with the sacrifice fly. Now it's Selman. First pitch swinging, bounces it foul. Nice bare hand play over there. Nick Zaleski, former Bearkat, coaches third. Jim Ricklifson, the first base coach. Squibb towards first. Hearn sticks with it. Jogs to the bag himself. 2 quick outs. Well, clearly, Justin Hill and McNeese, a game plan tonight to try to get to Wesneski before he can take over the at-bat with 2 strikes. Great pitch in on the hands. And Selman retired. Selman trying to dive into first base. He's 1 for 3 after singling his last time. Now it's Raspberry. Takes a fastball over the inside for a strike. Raspberry walked in the first, struck out in the third. Wesneski only 1 walk, 6 strikeouts tonight. That one missed just a bit high. One run, 3 hits, no errors for McNeese. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Sam Houston. Bounce back to Wesneski. Again, he fields his position. Underhand flip, and the inning is over. Wesneski very efficient after a complete game in his last start. 1-0 McNeese going to the bottom of the 6th. Bearcats turn in the bottom of the 6th, down 1-0. Hart, McKnight, and Cowser due up. Now the top of the order will face Rhett Deaton for the 3rd time tonight. Off speed, up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Harp has popped up behind third and grounded out. That's low. 64 pitches now for Deaton. No activity in either bullpen, as you would expect in a 1-0 game in the 6th. That one caught the inside. Looked like Harp thought it was a ball. 3-1. Brett Deaton, a multi-sport athlete at Winsboro High School. His dad was also a pretty good multi-sport athlete from the locals in Winsboro. Ball 4. Looked like Harper's taking all the way. A 5-pitch walk drawn by the Bearkat leadoff man. Now it's Riley McKnight. Has twice grounded a shortstop. McKnight takes strike 1. Third baseman Maxwell is up at the grass and towards the line. Middle infield will play for 2. First baseman Jacob Strassner on the bag with Harp. Harp 1 for 2 when trying to steal this year. McKnight shows a bunt late and fouls it towards the third base line. 0-2 on the senior second baseman, Riley McKnight. A chance to talk with former second baseman Lance Miles, part of the Sam Houston coaching staff now, before the game about the infield defense this year, and he spoke specifically about McKnight and his adjustments. Very versatile athlete. Been in the outfield earlier in his career, made a move to second base earlier. But a senior second baseman with the freshman Diego Davila. McKnight bounces it up the middle, stepping on the bag and throwing to first. Double play. Nick Fisbeck going to the bag himself, still had enough on the throw. Over to Strassner. The third time tonight the Bearcats have hit into a double play. A shortened up approach from McKnight just to put it in play with 2 strikes. And even with his speed, it's a double play. Now the middle infielders, Fisbeck, Bork, very good defensively tonight for McNeese. Now it's Kauser. It was Cannon in the second inning, hit into a double play. And Rogers in the 4th. Now McKnight in the 6th. Fastball's low and in. 2-0 on Kauser. Kauser's average up to .364. 2 hits tonight, including an 0-2 approach the other way between third and short. Hitters count now for the freshman. Three and 0. It's over the outside for a strike, 3-1. Mentioned the 5 Klein Collins products for the Bearcats. Now Kauser out of Cy Ranch High School in Cypress, one of 3 Bearcats from Cy Ranch. He blasts this out to left, still back, going back, it's off the top of the wall. Kauser into second with the double, he puts on the brakes. 2-out double from Kauser, his 3rd hit tonight. Well, that got to the wall in a hurry. Harden racing back in left field. And with the wind tonight, it nearly carried out of here. Hunter Hearn stands in. Big spot with 2 outs. Nice job behind the plate from Welton. The backhand pick up that ball in the dirt to keep Kauser at second. with his 3 hits tonight. Kauser has 33 hits as he plays his 23rd game of his freshman season. That was his 8th double. This is hammered high and deep down the left field line. Gone! A 2-run shot for Hurd. He follows Kauser. And the Bearcats break through with 2 outs in the 6th. It's 2-1 Sam Houston. Well, that's one way to stay out of the double play. Just hit it over the fence. No doubt about it. The only question was, would it stay fair? And by the celebration of Kauser as he rounded the bag at third, pretty clear it was going to stay fair. Big swing from Hearn, the senior. It's his 4th homer of the season. And now it's Rogers. First pitch swinging, 3 hops to the right side. Fispec over to Strassner, and the inning is over. But a 2-out double from Kauser off the wall, and then Hearn, a soaring home run inside the foul pole. And the Bearcats have their first lead of the night. After 6 in Huntsville, 2-1 Cats. Hayden Wesneski will pitch with the lead for the first time tonight. Bearcats coming to life with 2 outs. The Bearcats, who have thrived with 2 outs this season and also late in games early this year, really capitalizing in the final 3 innings. A home sweep of Louisiana in February comes to mind. They do it tonight in the 6th, and now Wesneski will try to lead the Bearcats to another conference win after a 7-2 start to the Southland season. A 2-1 lead as we head to the 7th. Maxwell, Dickerson, and Strassner due up. Maxwell, first pitch swinging, comes up empty. It's 0-1. Wesneski went to Cy Fair High School. His coach at the time was Paul Orlando. Good slider in there for a strike. 0-2. The Orlandos and Wesneski's close families had a chance to talk with Paul earlier this week about coaching both Hayden and Cole Wesneski. Hayden's brother is now a Bearcat. Pitches outside, 1-2. Paul's son, Bo, good friends with Hayden. Bo now plays at Central Arkansas. Fastball misses outside, 2-2. Well, Paul Orlando met Hayden when he was 8 or 9 years old. Same travel ball team. Slider, check swing, he went. Maxwell down on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Hayden Wesneski. Now it's Dickerson. Maxwell struck out 3 times tonight. Dickerson has flied out to left field twice. Fastball fouled on the left field line. Again, McNeese goes after the first pitch. Wesneski has thrown 68 pitches tonight. 50 of the 68 have been strikes. Outstanding command from the Bearcat ace. Nice pitch over the outside, 0-2. Jacob Strassner on deck. The only run coming for McNeese. Back in the third on a sacrifice fly. One and two. Oh, Hayden's dad, James, coached Bo Orlando and Hayden on that travel ball team over a decade ago. Wisniewski kind of shakes his head after that swing. I think he thought should have had the strikeout there. Maybe a location mistake from Wisniewski on 1 and 2. The families would vacation together. Slow chopper up the middle. McKnight to his right has it. Sidearm throw to first, not in time. Dickerson beats it out. Good hustle down the line. Well, you know these two teams will always play hard. Rivals in the Southland Conference the last few seasons. And Dickerson got out of the box quickly. Called safe. Just the fourth hit of the night off Wisniewski. He'll work from the stretch with one out against Strassner. Slider spins inside, 1-0. Now he showed a bunt there on the first offering from Wisniewski. 12 sacrifice bunts so far this season for McNeese through 25 games. Not bunting, swings and misses, chases the slider. Well, Paul Orlando, who coached Wisniewski in high school, has been very impressed with the mental maturity and mental growth of Wisniewski in his 3 seasons at Sam Houston State. One on with one out. Good fastball over the inside. Looked like the sinking two-seam fastball from Wisniewski. 1 and 2 now. So the velocity on his fastball is also picked up. He's developed that slider. 1 and 2. Swing and a miss. He went after the slider. And a fist bump from Gavin Johnson behind the plate after the critical second out. Strassner's 0 for 3. Brett Welton will now walk down to the third base coach, Zaleski, the former Bearkat. A lot of Bearkat ties for McNeese. Of course, Justin Hill was a former Bearkat assistant coach. Hill was here in 2007 when the Bearcats went 40-24 on the Southland Conference Tournament. Went to the NCAA Regionals hosted by Ole Miss. Welton ready from the left side. 1 on with 2 outs in the 7th. Fastball hits the inside. There's 77 pitches for Wisniewski. The Bearkat bullpen is empty. Same story in the McNeese bullpen. Up and in, 1-1. Paul Orlando, Wisniewski's former high school coach, said he was a very good outfielder and hitter, but they're mostly limited to pitching by his junior and senior years for fear of an injury. Want to get the most out of that right-handed arm. That drops low, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Welton's 0 for 2. Just missed. 3-1. McNeese 0 for 5 with runners on base tonight. They're 1 for 7 with 2 outs. And there is a walk. Unexpected from Wisniewski. Seem to be cruising. But a brief wobble in his command. Here's Sirianni out of the dugout to have a word with Wisniewski. Sirianni will talk things over. 2 on and 2 out for McNeese. Sirianni told me before the game, with the 2 complete games over the weekend, as the Bearcats took 2 of 3 against New Orleans. His starters did it in different ways. Wisniewski with the 13 strikeouts on Friday. Seth Ballou, a complete game on Sunday to win the series. He got a lot of weak contacts, a lot of quick outs that way. Didn't really need to rack up the strikeouts. It's a special road series, getting 2 complete games. Now it's Reed Bork. Singled and scored McNeese's first run back in the 3rd. Takes over the inside this time. Oh, and 1 the count. In there for a strike, it's 0-2. Two on with 2 out. Wisniewski ready. That's low. Third baseman Kauser well off the line at 3rd, playing towards the shortstop hole. And now Wisniewski will step off. Two on with 2 out. Wisniewski looking for the shutdown inning after Hearn's 2-run homer in the 6th. Hit hard towards second, 3 hops. McKnight stays down, inning over. Another gem from Hayden Wisniewski. 1 run allowed in 7 so far tonight. Time to stretch at the dawn. Bearcats 2, Cowboys 1. Welcome back. Matt Peterson with you as we go to the bottom of the 7th. What a game we have. It feels like the same matchup 2 years ago, but a different score. On that night, both starters were knocked out early, and it was a high-scoring game. The Bearcats won on a walk-off. Tonight, a pitcher's duel. And Rhett Deaton back for the 7th. First pitch over the outside for a strike. Jordan Cannon, the Southland Conference's leading hitter entering play tonight. 0 for 2, bounced into a double play in the 2nd. Another ground out in the 5th. That goes to the backstop. 1-1. Now, Justin Hill in his 6th season with McNeese, in my conversation with him yesterday, he said, we're a program that's building the players, especially the seniors this year. They expect a lot. They want to turn this into a consistently winning program. Fight the enemy of average. He said, we've been good, but it's not good enough for them. A 6th place finish in the Southland last year, and Coach Hill had big time praise for Sam Houston's program under head coach Matt Deggs. And the two men who came before Coach Deggs, as the 1-1 pitch is raked out to right, sinking and caught. Tracked well by Dickerson and right for out number 1. Here's Gavin Johnson. 1 for 2. He singled his last time and has done a great job behind the plate with Wisniewski. Swing and a miss. Now, Justin Hill said it's his 6th season in Lake Charles with McNeese. And while it's Matt Deggs' 5th season in Huntsville with Sam Houston State, great success in Deggs' 4.5 seasons so far. The real program goes back a full 12 years in the eyes of Justin Hill, and credit to Mark Johnson and David Pierce. Hill was on Johnson's staff, as we mentioned, in the 2007 season. One pitch is hit hard towards second. Nice play. Again, Fisbeck stays in front of it. 2 outs. Now Johnson set the foundation, and then Pierce, and then Matt Deggs has taken this Bearkat program to the highest level it's ever seen with the Super Regional 2 years ago. At Florida State, upsetting Texas Tech, a national seed, in the regional in Lubbock, also knocking off Arizona. And from Johnson to Pierce and now to Deggs, 8 regionals in 12 years for the Bearcats. Foul back. Now the Bearcats, a Super Regional 2 years ago, a 24-6 record last year in the regular season in conference play, but did not get an at-large bid. Grisham fouls it off. It's 0-2. Off to a 7-2 start in the Southland this season. 15 wins overall. The makeup of these two teams is similar, in my opinion, with a lot of upperclassmen on both sides. Many of these players fought these battles the last 2 seasons. Swing and a miss. Took something off that time, and Grisham swings through it. Excellent pitching tonight from Rhett Deaton. 7 effective innings. To the 8th from Huntsville. Bearcats up 2-1. Hayden Wisniewski into the 8th with a 2-1 lead. Complete game with 13 strikeouts last weekend at New Orleans. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks through 7 tonight. Top of the order for the 4th time. Fisbeck takes strike 1. So we'll see if McNeese adjusts their approach 4th time through. They've been aggressive, swinging at the 1st or 2nd pitch almost every at bat. Now it's bounced to 3rd, past the dive of Kauser, a base hit. On 0-1, Fisbeck with a single to left. His first hit tonight had struck out his prior 2 trips. The 5th hit for McNeese. Now it's Peyton Harden, very good speed, and Kauser is at least 5 feet onto the infield grass. Fouls it back. Hearn on the bag at first with Fisbeck. He's 4 for 5 when trying to steal this year. Big spot in this game in the 8th. Swing and a miss. Harden was late. It's 0-2. This is when Wesneski's been at his best tonight with runners on. McNeese is 0 for 6 against Wesneski with a man on base. Protective cut on 0-2. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Wesneski. And as Coach Jay Sirianni told me before the game, big key for Wesneski has been getting the leadoff man out in each inning. See how he responds here in the 8th after the leadoff single. 0-2 pitch is lined foul towards the bullpen. Activity has begun. And the Sam Houston pen, a right-hander up and working. .90 pitches from Wesneski here tonight. Activity has also begun in the McNeese pen. Fastball high. Nice work just to stay alive by Harden with 2 strikes. Harden an infield single in the 1st. Sacrifice fly in the 3rd. Hit it right back to the mound in the 6th. Nice defensive play from Wesneski. Taps it foul again to stay alive. Good at-bat from the freshman from Atascocita. Swing and a miss. Change up or the sinker that time from Wesneski. Harden down on strikes after a good battle. Again, Wesneski at his best with a man on. Well, here's what baseball's all about. Mano a mano. The best this season for Sam Houston State and Wesneski against the best of McNeese and Shane Selman. And misses inside. Both big-time draft prospects in this year's draft. Selman betting on himself after he went in the 39th round last year to the Red Sox, but came back for his senior season at McNeese. Swing and a miss. A 2-seam fastball sinking across the knees. Selman flew out to center field his first time, singled in the 3rd. Was jammed and grounded out weakly to the first baseman his last time. 1 on with 1 out. Nice work behind the plate from Johnson. Bearcats looking for their 4th straight Friday night victory in Southland play to start the season. Popped up, out to left field, in the ballpark. Rogers coming in now, and he makes the catch. Now, Selman just missed that one. Good pitching from Wisniewski. Selman back to the dugout. Now it's Raspberry. Dangerous hitter. 4 homers, 7 doubles on the year. 22 runs batted in. Possible tying run at first base is Fisbeck. Wisniewski pickoff throw. 99 pitches now for Wisniewski. Raspberry's 0 for 2. A walk in the first, since then a strikeout and a ground out. Another pickoff move. Good take. 1 ball, no strikes. Delayed steal, they throw down, and he's out! Gavin Johnson guns down Fisbeck, and the inning is over. A late jump by Fisbeck, maybe by design, but a great throw from the senior catcher, Gavin Johnson, and the inning is over. To the bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Bearcats. Bottom of the 8th from Don Sanders Stadium. Here is the final play of the top of the 8th. You see Fisbeck peeking back towards home. Nice tag applied by Davila for the final out. Gavin Johnson gunning him down. In a critical spot, we know McNeese is an aggressive offensive team on the bases. Caught stealing ends the top half of the 8th. After the tag, Davila leads off the bottom of the 8th and takes ball 1 from Deaton. 88 pitches for Rhett Deaton, who's been outstanding. 5 hits allowed, 2 runs, both coming on the 2-run shot from Hunter Hearn. 2 outs in the 6th give the Bearcats the lead. Davila takes strike 1. Davila's 0 for 2, has struck out. Bounced into a double play in the 5th. Bearcats have hit into 3 double plays tonight against the starter, Rhett Deaton. 2-1. McNeese's lone run came in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Outside, count is full. Coach Justin Hill was talking about the critical part of this schedule for McNeese. Midweek victory at LSU on Tuesday. But they need to get things right in the Southland Conference. Popped up to short. Bork charging and makes the catch. Davila retired on the 3-2 pitch. First down in the 8th. And now the top of the order in Clayton Hart. A midweek at Louisiana Tech next week for McNeese. Then a road trip to Conway, Arkansas against Central Arkansas. And then New Orleans comes to McNeese for a home series in the middle of April. Harp takes off speed down low. Ball 1. Harp walked in the 6th. It's also popped up and grounded out. Both teams with 5 hits tonight. Well-pitched game by both pitchers. Good defense from both clubs. Lofted out to right, sinking, and down for a base hit. Falls in front of Dickerson. Now it's Riley McKnight. McKnight bounced into a double play in the 6th. Couple ground outs to shortstop before that. Was just trying to stay alive on 0-2 his last time up when he hit into that double play. One of the senior leaders on this team, McKnight. McKnight's very even-keeled. At times last year, we had a very slow start at the plate. Always appeared upbeat around the batting cage. And has talked about what he's learned off the fields from head coach Matt Deggs and the coaching staff is, and more important than what he's learned on the baseball field, just as becoming a man and a student here at Sam Houston State, and the life lessons he and his teammates have learned. Big lead at first for Harp. He is running. The throw is not in time. Stolen base for Clayton Harp. Now an RBI opportunity for McKnight. Big lead. I'd say that was stolen off the pitcher, Rhett Deaton. Second steal of the season for Harp. Bearcats as a team now 33 for 44 on the year when trying to steal. McKnight bunts, third baseline, picked up by Maxwell, sets his feet. Nice play. McNeese, I think, knows McKnight's always a bunt threat. Maxwell was ready for it. Didn't rush himself, really got his feet underneath him before the throw across the diamond. It will be scored a sacrifice for McKnight. And now we'll see a mound visit for McNeese, the first of the night, and it's from the head coach, Justin Hill. A call to the bullpen, left-hander coming in for McNeese. Outstanding work from Deaton. But through 98 pitches, it went 7 2/3 innings tonight. It's King on to face Kauser, who is 3 for 3. You know, these McNeese teams of recent years have been, some of them have had very good bullpens, including the 2017 team, which won the regular season. The Bearcats rallied off that bullpen on the same Friday night game 2 years ago. A walk-off victory for the Bearcats in that series opener. It's Brian King, the senior Californian, into the game. A lot of innings for him. It's his 9th appearance, all out of the bullpen. 3.96 ERA, 25 innings. And that's something Coach Hill told me yesterday was he has several guys in that pen who can piggyback against or after a starter who doesn't last that long. He's not afraid to pull the plug on a starter early in a game and go to one of his effective relievers. Now, King, very good stuff. 29 strikeouts in 25 innings. Just 12 walks this year. Very few have figured out Colton Cowser this season. He will try, lefty on lefty. Cowser, 3 hits tonight. He started the rally in the 6th with the bases empty and 2 outs. Doubling off the left field wall. Hearn followed with a 2-run homer. Three for 3 tonight, hitting .371 for the year. Ball 1. Harp at third as the possible insurance run. A single, a steal of a second, and it took third on the bunt by McKnight. There's ball 2. Brian King from Parker, Colorado. Senior lefty comes home. Line drive, base hit into left. Cowser again to the opposite field, his 4th hit tonight, and the Bearcats up 3-1. He does not look like a freshman. Hitters count, and he still goes the other way with it. And that shows you the respect that these college pitchers have for Cowser going away on 2-0. Now it's Hearn. Take strike 1. Cowser up to 26 RBIs. The freshman leads the Bearcats. Up high. Hearn is home run in the 6th, which followed the Cowser double. His 4th of the year. RBI 17 and 18. Hearn now the team leader with those 4 home runs, and Coach Deggs has talked throughout this season about Bearcats' more power, more home runs this season. Popped up down the third base side, and that will reach Bearcat clubhouse, hits the roof. Now 19 homers for the Bearcats as they play their 23rd game. A team slugging .431 as a group. A team on-base percentage of .373, and Coach Degg says this team probably has more power than any of his 5 seasons in Huntsville. Sprayed foul behind first. Now Colton Cowser 4 for 4 today. Has 4 of Sam Houston's 7 hits. Cowser is now hitting .378 for the year. Back through the middle, Bork Fields it behind the bag and on to first in time, but the Bearcats get an insurance run. Harp singles, makes it to third and scores on Kauser's 4th hit of the night. After 8 in Huntsville, the Bearcats in position for another Friday night win. It's 3-1 Bearcats. A look inside the Bearcat dugout. 3-1 Cats. Hayden Wesneski back for the 9th inning. Trying for his 2nd straight complete game. First pitch swinging, base hit to right, off the bat of Raspberry. For the 2nd straight inning, McNeese has put the leadoff man on. But Wesneski's been at his best tonight, pitching through traffic with runners on base. McNeese 0 for 8 with runners on, 1 for 8 with 2 out. Carson Maxwell, big presence from the right side, takes ball 1. Just missed off the plate, 2-0. Maxwell could tie the game with 1 swing. 5 homers this season, a team leading 27 runs batted in. That one called a strike over the outside. Wesneski, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, and now over 100 pitches. 2-2. Wesneski entered tonight's game tied for 9th in the country with his 55 strikeouts. Did not have an outing with 10 or more strikeouts in either of his first 2 seasons. 2-2, here it comes. Bounce to the left side, past Davila. First 2 men of reach in the 9th for McNeese. And Jay Sirianni comes out of the dugout to make a call to the bullpen. Wesneski will not get that complete game, but another outstanding start from the star junior right-hander. Walks off to a nice ovation here at Don Sanders Stadium. Seven hits, 1 unearned run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, 107 pitches for Wesneski. Only run came in the 3rd. An unearned run after his own throwing error allowed McNeese to get in position for a sacrifice fly. Now Sirianni hands the ball to Nick Mikolajczyk. And a side note, Matt Deggs attending to a personal matter here tonight. So Sirianni, the acting manager, passes the ball to Mikolajczyk. Mikolajczyk, now a junior. Some memorable moments a couple years ago. Closing out the Southland Conference tournament. Some big moments in the postseason at the Lubbock Regional. Hard throwing right-hander. Ton of presence on the mound. Dakota Mills, the primary closer during the regular season last year. Mikolajczyk has both started and closed out games in his 3 seasons in Huntsville. Gets a big spot here. 2 on, nobody out in the 9th with McNeese trying to rally. Mikolajczyk will work for the 8th time this year. His 5th time out of the bullpen. He's started 3 times, 2 saves, 6.56 ERA. Did not hold a lead Saturday at New Orleans, but pitched pretty well. And New Orleans sort of scraped together their walkout victory without too much loud contact. Now here's McNeese's upcoming schedule. 2 more here in Huntsville, midweek in Ruston, Louisiana, and a road series at Central Arkansas. It's Dickerson now against Mikolajczyk. Now Friday night baseball at its best here in Huntsville. Bearkats expecting a possible bunt from Dickerson. Corner infielders are up on the grass. Not bunting, lines it down the left field line away from Rogers. It bounces into the corner. Here comes Raspberry. Up to third, Maxwell. It's an RBI double. And McNeese within a run. It's 3-2 Sam Houston. The first 3 have reached in the 9th for McNeese. Dickerson just fought it off down the line, hitting against the defense, away from the outfield alignment. Hill's going to come out and go to a pinch hitter here. Strassner, the senior, has struggled a little bit this year, hitting 190 entering play today. So we go to Cochran here. Cochran will talk things over with the third base coach. Nick Zaleski, the former Bearcat, giving some instruction. Now Jake Cochran, senior from Sam Houston High School in Moss Bluff, Louisiana, trying to beat the Bearcats. Bearcats with a 3-2 lead. The corner infielders are up. Middle infield is back. Cochran ready from the left side. Mikolajczyk staring at Gavin Johnson for the signs. First pitch, hit to first. Hearn keeps it in front of him and steps on the bag. Holding at third, Maxwell. Again, the first pitch offered at by McNeese. And with nobody out, did not want to run themselves into a double play. Big first out for Mikolajczyk. Now the catcher. Brett Welton with 2 in scoring position. Corner infield is up. Middle infield is back. First pitch swinging, rip foul. Pass first. Another first pitch swing from McNeese. Welton has grounded out twice. He walked in the 7th. McNeese with the run in. They need one more to tie it. Maxwell's at third, Dickerson's at second. Mikolajczyk kicks and throws. Up high, a fastball. Right-hander dangles that right arm. Fastball stays high. Mikolajczyk, one of the 5 former Klein Collins products on this Bearkat team. Under head coach John Griffin. Comes home on 2-1. Bounce weakly into center field, a base hit. Maxwell scores, Dickerson scores. Ahead of the throw, McNeese takes the lead. A seeing-eye ground ball over the middle. It's 4-3 Cowboys here in the 9th. Bearcats had McKnight shaded towards right field. Did his best, but could not keep it on the infield. Odom, the new center fielder, charged it and threw home, but the weak single scores 2. Now it's Reed Bork, the shortstop, first pitch swinging. Now the Bearcats will have to find their late game mojo at the plate. Been very good in these situations this season and years prior as well. Bork tries to bunt, pops it up right into the Bearcat dugout. McNeese with 3 in the 9th. On 4 hits, have turned a 3-1 deficit into a 4-3 lead. We'll see who McNeese elects to use in the 9th inning. Saw Brian King for the bottom of the 8th. Aiden Anderson is a candidate. He was pitched in many of these Sam Houston McNeese ties over the years. Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Mikolajczyk. Gets the strikeout. Bork is 1 for 4. Well, Mac Odom came on as a defensive replacement for Rogers. He'll lead off the 9th inning. Upcoming schedule for the Bearcats. 2 more with McNeese, a home tilt with Rice on Tuesday, and then the Cats stay home to host Lamar next weekend. Breaking ball spins in there for a strike to Fisbeck. Harp, move from center to left. Odom into center field for this top of the 9th inning. Cannon still in right. It's Odom, Cannon, Johnson, due up in the bottom of the 9th. Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Mikolajczyk. Now Fisbeck, 1 for 4, singled his last time, struck out twice against Wesneski. McNeese 3 in the 9th to take the lead. Good fastball, swung on and missed, but not before. 3 runs on 4 hits. McNeese will go to the bottom of the 9th with a 4-3 lead. Here comes Justin Hill out to talk with the home plate umpire, Jet Minton. Belief in that Sam Houston dugout. Already 3 walk-off wins for the Cats in 2019. Back-to-back games against Louisiana in February. Bearcats one of just 6 teams in the country with back-to-back walk-offs. Well, there's Aiden Anderson. Twin brother Grant, drafted by the Mariners last year. 2019 marks the first year they have never played together. Going back to youth baseball, travel ball. Grant and the Mariners organization, Aiden trying to close out a vital victory for McNeese in the 9th. Aiden Anderson, like Brian King, one of the relievers that has a starter's load worth of innings. Tonight's his 11th appearance on the year. 10 out of the bullpen, 27 in the 3rd innings. Second most innings pitched on the staff. Only tonight's Friday night starter is throwing more, Red Deaton. 4.28 ERA, and Darian Sims will lead off as a pinch hitter for Matt Godum. Takes off speed for strike 1. Now, Sims has had some big moments this season late in games. Walk-off single against Nebraska up in Frisco in frigid temperatures earlier this season. Swings and misses. It's 0-2. Sims limited at-bats this year. 2 hits in 6 trips on the year. Behind in the count, 0-2. Strike 3 over the outside. Sims caught looking, 1 out in the Bearcat 9th. Here's Jordan Cannon. Cannon's 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs, including a double play in the 2nd. He flied out to right field in the 7th. Bearcats down a run in the 9th. Cannon swings and misses through a good slider. Coach Hill said Aiden Anderson really understands the game, understands the nuance of pitching. Been a huge part of these McNeese teams for years now. And Cannon takes strike 2. Well, Anderson's come in pumping strikes here in the bottom of the 9th. Gavin Johnson due up next for the Bearcats. Swing and a miss, the slider. Cannon down on strikes. Anderson has struck out Sims and Cannon here in the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Cats is Gavin Johnson. Johnson's 1 for 3, singled in the 5th. Ball 1. If Johnson can reach, Jackson Grisham would be next for the Bearcats. Bounce to the right side, fielded cleanly by Dickerson. He steps on first, and the ball game is over. McNeese, 3 runs in the 9th, a comeback victory over Sam Houston. Final score, 4-3. A slow start in the Southland Conference for McNeese, but buoyed by a victory at LSU on Tuesday and a big victory in Huntsville tonight. Just the 3rd Southland loss of the season for Sam Houston, their first of the year on a Friday night. Now Bearcats with an opportunity to even up the series tomorrow in the middle game of this 3-game set. Bearcats and McNeese set for a 3 o'clock first pitch here at Don Sanders Stadium. The finale Sunday at 1 p.m. Both starters were outstanding. Hayden Wesneski, 8+ innings for Sam Houston. Rhett Deaton, 7 2/3 for McNeese. Winning pitcher Brian King. Nick Mikulacek takes the loss. Aiden Anderson picks up his 4th save. Two rivals that respect each other quite a bit. And after the Bearkats had a walk-off victory in similar fashion 2 years ago against McNeese here in Huntsville, the script is flipped tonight. McNeese with 3 in the top of the 9th, and Aiden Anderson closes it out in the bottom half. Now, final score, McNeese 4, Sam Houston 3. My name is Matt Peterson, saying so long from Don Sanders Stadium. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.